Hello, beautiful strangers. Welcome to Cat React. I'm Cat, and I react to mostly old films. It just depends on what you guys want me to react to. I see your comments, I see your Patreon comments, and I write it all down. The list is ever growing. Yeah. So it might take me a while to get to your film, but I will try my hardest. I'm only one person, guys. Today, guys, it is Saturday. It is actually sunny outside, and here I am inside recording because I want to give you guys a video. But I'm not gonna sulk. It's early in the morning, so I still have time for sunbathing. Today, guys, yes, you read the title right. It is Shawshank Redemption. I think I'm saying this correctly. I don't know why, but I've had a hard time with the title of this film as a non-native English speaker. So I'm just gonna say Redemption. I don't know what Shawshank is. Am I saying this correctly? I have to go and check. Anyway, you guys know what I mean. I don't know what this film is about, but this film was highly requested after I watched Green Mile, so I thought, okay, maybe there is some sort of a link there between. I have been told this film is a masterpiece. And it stars Morgan Freeman, who is one of my all-time favorites. Aside from James Earl Jones, I would love Morgan Freeman to sort of narrate my life. Yes, I've thought about it. My life is that interesting. No. Anyway, I wanted to see what this film is about. It's 2.5 hours, so it's gonna be a long one. But I'm willing to go through it for you guys, because you guys are awesome. That's just the way it is. You guys are awesome. And don't you let anyone tell you otherwise. If you want to join me on the journey of discovering what this film is all about, then great, hop on, and let's go. My guy, are you having some sort of a crisis?
Mr. Dufresne, describe the confrontation you had with your wife the night that she was murdered.
He murdered his wife? Why? I'm always so curious when stuff like this happens. I want to know.
It was very bitter.
Okay, but being bitter is no reason to kill your wife. You could have just divorced her. You could have left.
She said she wanted a divorce in Reno.
What happened after you argued with your wife?
She packed a bag to go and stay with Mr. Quentin.
Glenn Quentin, the golf pro at the Snowden Hills Country Club. The man you had recently discovered was your wife's lover. Did you follow her?
I drove to his house to confront them. They weren't home, so I parked in the turnout.
You shot them both?
I was confused. Mostly I wanted to scare them.
Well, normally when someone brings a gun, they have one thing in mind.
When they arrived, you went up to the house and murdered them.
No.
Him too?
I was sobering up. I got back in the car and I drove home to sleep it off.
Well, I agree this does not look good for him. However, if he's telling the truth, somebody else could have swooped in and murdered them. Maybe he hired a hitman. I mean, he would have been at fault for that, but at least he didn't kill him. Maybe this guy, her lover, had a girlfriend or wife. She could have been jealous. You need to look at all the angles. I may not be a good detective, but I could be a brilliant lawyer.
You still maintain that you threw your gun into the river before the murders took place. The police dragged that river for 3 days and nary a gun was found. And that is very convenient.
Since I am innocent of this crime, sir, I find it decidedly inconvenient.
I'm getting a weird feeling. Like this whole setup is made to convince me that he's guilty. But I feel like it's too obvious. Well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I submit that this was not a hot-blooded crime of passion. That at least could be understood, if not condoned. This was revenge.
I hereby order you to serve 2 life sentences back to back, 1 for each of your victims.
So he's gonna be like what? 200 years old when he gets out? There is more to this. There he is. My God, I love him.
We see by your file you've served 20 years of a life sentence.
Yes, sir.
You feel you've been rehabilitated?
Oh, yes, sir.
He's been in there 20 years? Imagine spending 20 years of your life at the same place. Well, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. But I'm probably sure that he's innocent as well. Because it's Morgan Freeman. You cannot make a villain out of Morgan Freeman.
I'm a changed man.
Good for you.
No longer a danger to society.
Good.
That's God's honest truth.
Why? He told you he's no longer danger. He's been working on himself.
How'd it go? Same old shit. There must be a con like me in every prison in America. I'm the guy who can get it for you. Cigarettes, a bag of reefer, if that's your thing.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm a regular Sears and Roebuck. Andy came to Shawshank Prison in early 1947 for murdering his wife and the fella she was banging. On the outside, he'd been vice president of a large Portland bank.
Are we gonna have prison guards like in the Green Mile? Like Percy and stuff?
Hey, bitch, come over here!
Yeah, he does not belong there. I'm starting to suspect that he is innocent.
Taking bets today, Red?
Smoke's a coin. Better's choice.
Smokes. Put me down for 2.
All right, who's your horse?
That little sack is shit. 8th from the front. He'll be first.
Oh, bullshit. I'll take that action.
5th one from the front. Put me down for quarter deck.
A tall drink of water with a silver spoon up his ass. I must admit I didn't think much of Andy the first time I laid eyes on him.
I'm Mr. Norton, the warden. You are convicted felons.
You are Norton the Warden. Oh!
On your feet.
Was that necessary? Yes, I know he's a prisoner, and he's probably a bad person, but come on, don't scoop to his level.
I believe in 2 things, discipline and the Bible. Put your trust in the Lord. Your ass belongs to me. Welcome to Shawshank.
Shawshank. Okay. Shawshank Redemption. I'm probably gonna have to practice, though. Oh! What the hell? Why?
The first night's the toughest. They march you in naked as the day you were born.
Why? What purpose does this humiliation serve?
Most new fish come close to madness the first night. Somebody always breaks down crying. I had my money on Andy Dufresne.
Poke your ass out. Give me a first look.
The boys always go fishing with first-timers.
Fat ass. Talk to me, boy.
I don't belong here. We have a winner. I want to go home.
And it's fat ass by a nose!
What the crisis is happy horse shit?
I ain't supposed to be here.
You will shut the fuck up or I'll sing you a lullaby.
Man, shut
What did he do? Okay, guys, I know these are prisoners, so by all accounts, they're really bad human beings. But there's a level of badness. He does not strike me as particularly bad. He does not strike me as a vicious killer. He strikes me as someone who's just a little bit behind and really scared and wants his mom. And what do? They drag him out there and beat his ass? What purpose does that serve? Are you feeling like a big shot, Percy? Yeah, I'm gonna call him Percy. I don't care what you say, I'm gonna call him Percy. Because he's behaving like a Percy.
Take that tub of shit down to the infirmary.
What's the infirmary? Ew, was that a live maggot? Oh, well, I'm guessing they're not eating at a 5-star Michelin restaurant.
Are you going to eat that?
No.
Hadn't planned on it.
Do you mind?
Mr. Jingles?
Jake says thank you.
Oh, Jake, okay. Not Mr. Jingles, Jake.
Fell out of his nest over by the plate shop. I'm gonna look after him until he's big enough to fly.
Oh.
How's that horse of mine doing anyway?
Dead. Hadley busted his head up pretty good.
Are you telling me they killed the guy? What sort of a prison is this? Oh, my goodness.
Hey, anybody get to you yet? I could be a friend to you.
No. You don't particularly strike me as the person who could be Bert to his Ernie.
Hey.
Andy kept pretty much to himself at first, trying to adapt to life on the inside. It wasn't until a month went by that he finally opened his mouth to say more than 2 words to somebody. That somebody was me.
I'm Andy Dufresne.
Wife-killing banker.
No, he didn't do it. It's really annoying, this feeling, because I am most certainly certain that I am wrong. So I'm just like, I want to believe his guilt, because I know you guys are going to come in the comment section and say, oh, why do you believe, a killer is innocent? I don't know, I can't explain it.
I understand you're a man that knows how to get things.
I'm known to locate certain things from time to time.
I wonder if you might get me a rock hammer.
Why?
What do you care?
If he's the guy that's going to get it for you, then he might as well know why.
If I were you, I'd grow eyes in the back of my head.
Thanks for the advice.
You understand my concern.
Not really, because you don't really know him.
If there's any trouble, I won't use the rock hammer.
Then I'd guess you want to escape.
You understand when you see the rock hammer.
Let's make it an even $10.
10 it is.
Where are you going to get $10? You're in prison.
Folks who run this joint love surprise inspections. They do catch you with it. You don't know me. You mention my name, we'd never do business again.
I understand.
Name's Red.
Red.
I think it would be fair to say I liked Andy from the start.
Red.
He got a guy on the inside. I like that. I'm telling you, you cannot hate on Morgan Freeman. You cannot be enemies with Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman tells you to do something, you do it.
It will take a man about 600 years to tunnel under the wall with one of these.
Look. Not today.
Delivery for Dufresne.
Dufresne, here you book.
You fight better that way.
I wish I could tell you that Andy fought the good fight, and the sisters let him be.
The sisters?
But prison is no fairy tale world. Every so often, Andy would show up with fresh bruises. Sometimes he was able to fight him off, sometimes not.
Why are they going after him specifically? There must be hundreds of fresh spots there.
Sorry to inform you, but your brother just died. So anyway, this lawyer fella,
Ew, what are they cleaning it with? Oil?
your brother died a rich man, close to $1 million.
Jeez Louise, you gonna see any of that?
35,000. That's what he left me.
Holy shit, that's great. That's like winning the sweepstakes. Oh, all right, you're gonna pay some taxes, but you'll still end up with...
Oh, yeah. Maybe enough to buy a new car, and then what? I gotta pay tax on the car. Do you trust your wife?
Maybe it's not a good idea to mention this guy's wife.
Because if you do trust her, there's no reason you can't keep that 35,000. All of it? Every penny. Give it to your wife. Yeah.
Knowledgeable on this stuff.
I suppose I could set it up for you. That would save you some money.
I like this. He's befriending the gods. He's cooking up something.
I'd only ask 3 beers apiece for each of my co-workers.
And that's how it came to pass.
Wow! They actually came through.
We sat and drank with the sun on our shoulders and felt like free men. We were the lords of all creation.
Want a cold one, Andy?
No, thanks.
You could argue he'd done it to curry favor with the guards. Maybe make a few friends among us cons.
This is not the worst way to do so.
I think he did it just to feel normal again. If only for a short while.
Yeah.
And we getting to be kind of friends, aren't we?
Oh.
Ask you something. Why'd you do it?
I'm innocent, Red. Just like everybody else here.
There he sounded severely guilty. He said it with a smirk look on his face. But I can't get this annoying feeling out of my body that he's innocent. That he truly is innocent. I don't... No, he's not.
Quite a surprise to hear a woman singing in my house, eh, Johnny?
Here she comes.
Are you decent?
Me?
God, I love it.
I understand you're a man that knows how to get things.
What do you want?
Rita Hayworth.
What?
Can you get her?
Why would you think he's able to smuggle a person into a prison? And not just any person, Rita freaking Hayworth. She's a famous actress everyone would know.
Take a few weeks.
Weeks.
But I'll get her.
How?
I'm gonna open my fly, and you're gonna swallow what I give you to swallow.
Where are his friends? Why can't they help him?
You should know that sudden serious brain injury causes the victim to bite down hard.
Where do you get this shit?
I read it. You ignorant fuck.
Yeah, you don't really want to take that chance.
Boggs didn't put anything in Andy's mouth. What they did do is beat him within an inch of his life.
Ooh. Yay! Yes! I take it back. He's not a Percy. He's a Tom Hanks. I like him.
To my knowledge, he lived out the rest of his days drinking his food through a straw.
Oh, holy cow. Okay.
Also got a big shipment in that week. Cigarettes, chewing gum, sipping whiskey, and of course, the most important item.
What, dynamite?
Rita Hayworth herself.
What? Oh, a poster. Well, duh. Okay, cool. I mean, man's gotta have something to look at in prison.
On your feet.
Face the wall.
Pleased to see you reading this. Can't say I approve of this, but I suppose exceptions can be made.
I mean, what kind of harm can a poster do?
Dawson Sales was just an excuse. Norton wanted to size Andy up.
You enjoy working in the laundry?
No, sir, not especially.
Well, perhaps we can find something more befitting a man of your education.
Oh, shoot. Mr. Jake all grew up.
Oh, here she is. Shawshank Prison Library.
Well, if I went to prison for whatever reason, this is probably the place I would want to work at. I want to work at a library either way. I just want to be around books.
Brooks, how long have you been librarian?
Oh, I come here in '05, and they made me librarian in 1912.
And in all that time, have you ever had an assistant?
No, not much to it.
Well, why me? Why now?
I don't know.
I'm Deacons.
Hello, Deacons.
Thinking about maybe setting up some kind of trust fund for my kids' educations.
Oh. Okay, so they're all coming to him for, like, financial support or financial advice or something? I mean, you can do worse than that.
Why don't we have a seat and talk it over?
And then Andy says, Mr. Deacon, you want your sons to go to Harvard or Yale?
He didn't say that.
God is my witness, Deacon.
Making a few friends, huh, Andy?
I wouldn't say friends. I'm a convicted murderer who provides sound financial planning. It's a wonderful pet to have. How about expanding the library, get some new books in there?
How do you expect to do that?
Ask the warden for funds.
Budget stretched thin as it is.
Perhaps I could write the state senate and request funds directly from them. I'll write a letter a week. They can't ignore me forever.
Sure can. But you write your letters if it makes you happy. I'll even mail them for you. How's that?
You're a prison warden. I don't trust you.
So Andy started writing a letter a week, just like he said.
Are they forgetting he's a convicted killer? So what's it gonna be? Oh, who did your tax return, sir? Oh, a murderer.
And still, he kept sending those letters.
Andy, it's Brooks.
Please, Brooks, just calm the fuck down, will you?
Brooks, what are you doing?
Brooks, we can talk about this, right? Nothing to talk about, goddammit, it's all talked out. I'm gonna cut his fucking throat.
Why? What did you do?
Brooks, look at me. Put the knife down.
It's the only way they let me stay.
What do you mean, Brooks?
What the hell did you do to set him off anyway?
I didn't do nothing. I come in here to say fare thee well.
What? Are they releasing him? I hope to God they're not releasing him. That man has been in prison for most of his life. He doesn't know anything else. He doesn't know how to live on the outside. It's like freeing a zoo animal that was born in the zoo and freeing them into the wild. They don't know how to defend for themselves. And he's an old man. Oh, God. Just let him kill one of the sisters or something.
I just don't understand what happened in there, that's all.
What happened is he's freaking out because he doesn't want to go out.
Man, it's crazy as a rat in a tin shithouse is what.
Oh, hey, well, that's enough out of you. Brooks ain't no bug. He's just institutionalized.
Institutionalized my ass.
The man's been in here 50 years, Hayward. 50 years. This is all he knows. In here, he's an important man. He's an educated man. Outside, he's nothing.
Right. This is gonna end so badly.
Good luck, Brooksy.
Oh my goodness. Looking at him, you'd never know he'd spent 50 years in prison. Oh boy, this is a broken old man. Oh my God.
I have trouble sleeping at night. I wake up scared. Maybe I should get me a gun and rob the foodway so they'd send me home.
Notice how he says home? Prison is his home. I honestly think it's so cruel to let him out of there at this age. What is he gonna do? I mean, he's an old man.
I don't like it here. I've decided not to stay.
Where are you gonna go? Ooh, you can go to Spain. They have really nice climate.
I doubt they'll kick up any fuss. Not for an old crook like me.
Brooks? Brooks? Huh? Brooks?
I doubt they'll kick up any fuss. Not for an old crook like me.
Wow. Okay.
He should have died in here.
Yes. Yes, he very much should have. 100%.
What have you done to me? It's a goddamn mess, I'll tell you that.
What's all this?
You tell me, fuck stick, they're all addressed to you.
Dear Mr. Dufresne, in response to your repeated inquiries, the state has allocated the enclosed funds for your library project.
They finally responded? Good.
We trust this will fill your needs. We now consider the matter closed. Please stop sending us letters.
Good for you, Andy.
It only took 6 years.
6? He's been writing them for 6 years? Wow. Talk about being patient.
From now on, I'll write 2 letters a week instead of 1.
Yes.
I believe you're crazy enough.
this is a trance-fictional music. You go into a trance. This is the sort of music that just gets everyone into a trance.
Man at Shawshank felt free.
Dufresne, open this door!
Shoot.
Andy got 2 weeks in the hole for that little stunt.
They broke. That's the beauty of music. There's something inside that they can't get to, that they can't touch.
What are you talking about?
Hope.
Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane. You better get used to that idea.
Like Brooks did.
Says here that you served 30 years of life sentence. You feel you've been rehabilitated?
Oh, yes, sir. And I can honestly say I'm a changed man. No danger to society here.
Isn't that the same thing he said 10 years ago?
30 years.
That's 20 years less than Brooks.
You wonder where it went?
I like the friendship that is forming there. Ooh, now we have entered the Marilyn Monroe era. Okay, I like how they use these sort of things to tell us time.
And it was as good as his word. He wrote 2 letters a week instead of 1. Appropriations Committee voted an annual payment of $500 just to shut him up. By the year...
Great! And they named it after Brooks. My heart is crying. I do believe in rehabilitation. I do believe that people can change. I do believe that people can educate themselves and be better versions of themselves. So this is amazing.
That was also the year Wharton Norton instituted his famous Inside Out program.
What? What does Inside Out mean?
Our inmates, properly supervised, will be put to work outside these walls, performing all manner of public service.
Need this new highway contract. I don't get it, and I go under. That's a fact. Just have some of this fine pie my missus made specially for you.
So he's just hired him as an accountant.
What the rest of this? Into the real world, the one that comes back.
Clean as a virgin's honey pot.
By the time Norton retires, I'll have made him a millionaire.
I know you're good, Andy, but all that paper leaves a trail. It's gonna lead to somebody.
Yeah, it's gonna lead to the warden. It's all on him.
All right, who?
Randall Stevens.
Who?
Who?
He's the guilty one, Your Honor. The man with the bank accounts.
Who's Randall Stevens?
He's a phantom, an apparition.
What?
I conjured him out of thin air.
You made him up? So all that paper trail wasn't a millionaire, though.
On the outside, I was an honest man. I had to come to prison to be a crook.
Ah!
Also built out.
Williams came to Shaw. Young punk, Mr. Rock and Roll. We liked him immediately.
I've been in and out since I was 13. You name the place, chances are I've been there.
You don't seem to be a very good thief. Maybe you should try something else.
Yeah, well, what the hell you know about it, Capone?
Hey, why haven't you gone straight? Do it for your baby girl.
Just thinking maybe trying for my high school equivalency here. You helped a couple fellows with that.
Good for you, Tommy. Good for you.
I don't waste time on losers, Tommy.
Come on.
I ain't no goddamn loser.
Good. Because if we do this, we do it all the way.
So, Andy, a man will do most anything to keep his mind occupied. By 1966, it was lovely Raquel.
He's proud of you.
Smart fella, ain't he?
So why does it come?
What's he in here for, anyway?
Murder. You wouldn't think it to look at the guy.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't strike me as a vicious killer. This annoying feeling is just gnawing my inserts, guys. Just it's like an itch.
Caught his wife in bed with some golf pro. Greased them both. What?
What?
About 4 years ago, I was in Thomaston on a 2 to 3 stretch. About 6 months left to go. Get a new cellmate in, Elmo Blatch. Talked all the time. He never shut up. Places he'd been, jobs he pulled, women he fucked, even people he killed.
Where are you going with this? What's the point?
I got me this job one time, bussing tables at a country club. So I pick out this guy, go in one night, and do his place. He wakes up, gives me shit. So I killed him.
Wow, just like that? Boy, sir, you have a peculiar mind.
Him and this tasty bitch he was with. She's fucking this prick, see, this golf pro, but she's married to some other guy. Some hotshot banker. And he's the one they pinned it on.
Are you telling me I was right? Are you telling me this feeling I have is... I should be a detective? Wait, this motherfucker did? Why? Just because he wanted to. And Andy's been sitting in prison for 10 years for nothing. This is a game changer.
I have to say, that's the most amazing story I ever heard.
Andy, really? You really think the warden's gonna believe this?
What amazes me most is you were taken in by it.
Sir, he's telling the truth. With Tommy's testimony, I can get a new trial.
Well, that's assuming Blatch is even still there. Chances are excellent he'd be released by now.
There's a chance, isn't it? The country club will have his old time cards, records, W-2s with his name on them.
Frayne, if you want to indulge this fantasy, that's your business. Don't make it mine.
He's trying to tell you something.
Sir, I didn't...
Solitary, a month.
Yes, sir.
He's doing all the shady stuff for you. What are you... Oh, I knew he was crooked. I knew it.
It's my life, don't you understand?
He doesn't care. All he cares about is his shady money.
Are you saying that Andy is innocent? I mean for real innocent?
Yeah. It looks that way. Yeah. Board of Education.
Son of a bitch mailed it.
Like he did. Well, shit.
He passed?
The kid passed. C+ average.
Oh!
Thought you'd like to know.
Not the dream circumstances, but he passed. Yay! Oh no. He spent 20 years of his life innocent in prison. And now that he finally knows who did it, nobody believes him.
Warden wants to talk.
Tommy?
Oh, I don't like this. Something's brewing here. Is he not gonna let him graduate?
We got a situation here. I need your help, son. I have to know if what you told to Frayne was the truth.
Yes, sir.
Would you be willing to swear before a judge and jury?
Is he actually considering it? Is he considering letting Andy go?
Just give me that chance.
That's what I thought.
Nope, definitely not gonna let Andy go. The dude just graduated high school. He worked so hard. He has a baby. We're not okay here. I'm gathering myself, guys. You're Percy again. You're definitely Percy. And I regret having taken that stamp off you.
I'm sure by now you've heard.
What is your explanation? Explain this.
Less than a year to go, trying to escape.
You're trying to blame this on him? A dead guy who is dead because you shot him? This guy is more shady than I thought.
We just have to put it behind us.
So he killed him so the guy wouldn't go and testify, so that Andy wouldn't get out, so that Andy can still do the shady money laundering and never rat out to anyone. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Everything stops. Get someone else to run your scams.
Nothing stops. Nothing. And the library? Gone. We'll have us a little book barbecue in the yard. They'll see the flames for miles.
Oh, don't you worry about flames. They're coming for you. Faster than you think.
Give them another month to think about it.
Whoa!
My wife used to say I'm a hard man to know. Complained about it all the time. God, I loved her.
Yeah, you were just the wrong man at the wrong time.
I killed her, Red.
No, you did not. I firmly believe that Tommy was telling the truth.
Drove her away. And that's why she died, because of me.
That don't make you a murderer. Bad husband, maybe. You didn't pull the trigger.
No, I didn't. Somebody else did. And I wound up in here. I was in the path of the tornado. You think you'll ever get out of here?
One day, when I got a long white beard and 2 or 3 marbles rolling around upstairs, they let me out.
Tell you where I'd go. To Huatanil.
Where's that?
It's in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
A little place on the Pacific Ocean. Buy some worthless old boat and fix it up new.
Kid got dreams.
I don't think I could make it on the outside, Andy.
Well, he's becoming like Brooks.
I've been in here most of my life. I'm an institutional man now.
Wow, you underestimate yourself.
I don't think you ought to be doing this to yourself, Andy. This is just shitty pipe dreams.
True, shouldn't raise his hopes.
If you ever get out of here, do me a favor. There's a big hayfield up near Buxton. You know where Buxton is?
How would he know? He's been there most of his life.
It's got a long rock wall, a big oak tree at the north end. It's where I asked my wife to marry me. If you ever get out, find that spot. Base of that wall, you'll find a rock that has no earthly business in a Maine hayfield. There's something buried under it I want you to have.
What's buried under there?
You'll have to pry it up.
What if he never gets out? You'll never know.
He's talking funny. I'm really worried about him.
Andy come down to the loading dock today. He asked me for a length of rope.
Rope? No. What do we need a rope for?
And you gave it to him. Sure I did. Why wouldn't I?
Use your head.
And he'd never do that.
He spent 2 months in the confinery. That must have messed with his head.
Every man has his breaking point.
Get my stuff down the laundry and shine my shoes. It's good having you back, Andy.
You are like the Cruella de Vil of this film. You're Maleficent. He's like top level nasty. I don't like this.
I've had some long nights in stir. That was the longest night of my life.
Did he actually kill himself?
Man missing on tier 2, cell 245. Dufresne, get your ass out here, boy. You're holding up the show.
Oh, my holy God.
What? Ooh, what? A prison break?
What do you mean he just wasn't here?
If he's not there, where is he? Normally, if you kill yourself, there's a body. You don't just like, poof. That's not how it works.
He was in his cell at lights out. Stands to reason he'd still be here in the morning. I want him found. Now!
Yeah, because if he's not found, chances are you're gonna get screwed.
He must have said something.
Also, Warden, not a word.
This is a conspiracy.
He's losing his mind. He's losing his marbles.
And
oh! That's why he needed the post. Well, whoosh! But how could he do that with a pickaxe?
In 1966, Andy Dufresne escaped from Shawshank Prison. I remember thinking it would take a man 600 years to tunnel through the wall with it. Old Andy did it in less than 20.
That's why he walked so funny. Genius.
Andy did like he was told. Buffed those shoes to a high mirror shine.
He stole the one's clothes, okay.
The guard simply didn't notice. How often do you really look at a man's shoes?
Okay, so he definitely didn't kill himself. Phew. As luck would have it, there was a thunderstorm. Oh, he's gonna go through the sewers. Well, I guess you do anything to get out of prison after 20 years.
The 5 football fields.
It was good he referenced the football fields because I have no idea how much a yard is or a mile or anything like that. I grew up with a metric system. It makes more sense. It's in the thousands. Well, it's in the tens. You measure everything by the tens. So I don't know how yards and miles and ounces and inches and all that stuff is. Well, he's certainly washing off that poo.
The next morning, a man nobody ever laid eyes on before strolled into the Maine National Bank. He had all the...
Would there be anything else?
Could you add this to your outgoing mail?
What a brilliant... Oh my god.
Portland Daily Bugle.
His judgment cometh. Oh yeah. I told you guys, the flames are surrounding him faster than he thinks. That's where he kept it? Because of course they were never gonna look at the Bible. I'm so freaking happy right now.
We have a warrant for your arrest. Open up.
They're gonna brutally assault him if he becomes one of the prisoners. This film is just... Oh my god. I'm shook. I'm speechless.
I like to think the last thing that went through his head was to wonder how the hell Andy Dufresne ever got the best of him. Andy Dufresne, who crawled through a river of shit and came out clean on the other side. Those of us who knew him best talk about him often. I guess I just miss my friend.
Oh,
Your files say you've served 40 years of a life sentence.
40. Oh my. The clock just keeps on ticking for him.
You feel you've been rehabilitated?
You know, I don't have any idea what that means. To me, it's just a made-up word. Am I sorry for what I did? There's not a day goes by I don't feel regret. I look back on the way I was then, a young, stupid kid who committed that terrible crime. I want to try to talk some sense to him, but I can't. I gotta live with that. So you go on and stamp your form, Sonny, and stop wasting my time. I don't give a shit.
It was approved? He's free? Yay. But how other guys are gonna get their cigarettes now? Oh. Oh, this is a no. This is too much of a familiar pattern. I don't really like this. Oh boy.
Be back where things make sense. Only one thing stops me. A promise I made to Andy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. When did he have time to plant this? Whoa.
Dear Red, if you're reading this, you've gotten out. And if you've come this far, maybe you're willing to come a little further. You remember the name of the town, don't you?
Say what's in the nail.
You remember that? I didn't.
I'll keep an eye out for you. Remember, Red, hope is a good thing. Maybe the best of things.
You gotta go. Don't end up like Brooks.
I hope the Pacific is as blue as it has been in my dreams.
And then some. Yay! Oh, this is turning out so great for everyone except Tommy and Brooks. This is amazing. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, that was me watching Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption. Yeah, something like that. I cannot get right. I cannot. This film was a masterpiece, like you guys said. This is probably the greatest use of script I have ever seen. Everything in this film made sense, and they gave us little snippets here and there throughout the film, which just was amazing. This was such a clever way, like the poster and the pickaxe and everything they said, and it's just everything came together in the end, and it blew my mind. Tommy didn't have to die. Kind of sad over that. Brooks certainly didn't have to die. Well, he was an old man, but they should have let him die in prison. Overall, I would say 10 out of 5. Not a lot of films I give 10 out of 5, but this one is one of them. Because of the sheer brilliancy of the script. Me being a scriptwriter myself, I can only hope that one day I'll be able to write a script like this. But I don't hold my hopes up. Well, maybe I do, you know, in the spirit of this film. But this film was just, it blew my mind, guys. Wow. It's a masterpiece. That's the only... I'm speechless, guys. This is the only way I can describe it. It's a masterpiece. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified. Like this video and share it with everyone so we can grow our group here and just come together on this beautiful journey of discovering all these films. And I'll see you in the next video.